everyone, and welcome to this edition of On Deck with Mercury. I'm Economic Development Director Natalie Monkou, and I'm filling in today for Vienna Town Manager Mercury Payton, who is a little bit under the weather. Well, tonight we are going to talk about the holiday season, and we're looking forward to the festivities and how we're going to celebrate in the town of Vienna and support our local business community. So tonight I'm joined by a really great panel, and I'm excited to introduce them to you. I first want to say thank you so much, Jen Morrow, for everybody out there. Jen Morrow is the owner of Bards Alley, but she's also the Town Business Liaison Committee Chair. Jen, hi.
Hi, thank you. Pleased to be here.
And also tonight our host is Mala Persaud, and thank you so much for hosting us at Trace, the Zero Waste Store. Did I get that right?
You did.
Yes, okay. So Mala, thank you so much for hosting us this evening.
Happy to have you.
So you guys know in 2 weeks it's Thanksgiving. Did you plan and prepare the menu with the family? Is it ready?
No,
Okay.
no. Thankfully, that's what I'm thankful for. I don't have to do that this year.
That's good. Well, in addition to planning our menus for Thanksgiving, we're also seeing the holiday festival lights going up all over the streets. And if you've been in some stores lately, you've probably seen a lot of holiday decor. But really the festivity starts when you start to see the lights. And we do have a great event that comes up every year that's hosted by the Town Business Liaison Committee. So I wanted you to talk a little bit about that holiday decorating contest, just a little contest. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, it started small, but now it's a pretty big thing. And what I love is that it now not only covers the businesses, it also is something residents can participate in. So so this year our theme is Shine Bright Vienna. And the idea is to just create a really warm, welcoming space for town residents, but also anyone that lives in the nearby area to come and see what Vienna has to offer, which is so much. Yes.
I just wanted to ask you a question because the title has Shine Bright Vienna, right? And it's a holiday decorating contest, you said, for both residents and for businesses. So how do I participate if I'm a resident? How do I participate if I'm a business?
Sure. So it's really simple. If you go to the Town of Vienna's website, you can register just so that we know to put you on the map. So that is very important because the Parks and Rec department keeps a map that people can follow for both residents and businesses who participate. So once you register, all you need to do is follow the very simple guidelines that are online. And it's really just to express, your business and yourself by creating a window display. It does have to be in a window that can be viewed by the public, and really just incorporate the Shine Bright Vienna. And I want to mention just one thing that we added this year, because being a resident for the past 15 years in Vienna, I love the history. There's so many unique things, especially with the W&OD trail, right? And I thought, let's see if we can incorporate something unique into the window display to give people a way to just highlight something and have it be a little bit more fun. So we've asked people to incorporate a caboose somehow into their display. And, we'll see how it goes, but that's an optional thing to do. And if you do participate and include the caboose, we'll give you some bonus points. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So the goal is to create a Shine Bright Vienna themed holiday decor window display or porch if you have one.
That's right, yes.
And include a caboose in there for extra points so that when people are visiting and judging happens as part of this, right?
Yes.
That you can get additional points and be recognized later on in this.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's nice how everything ties together. So the TBLC will go out and judge for the businesses. We go out and visit everyone who has participated. And then what's great is at the Church Street Stroll, I believe, not at the Church Street Stroll.
Okay.
It's at the town,
mayor's.
the mayor's holiday
volunteer holiday.
Thank you.
Holiday reception. It's a holiday reception with the mayor, and you're recognized.
Yes, you're recognized. So it's just a fun way to kick off the season. And I know the dates are coming up really soon as far as what the deadlines are, and then when we'll be out judging.
And actually, everyone who's a resident or a business that's involved, they can look at viennava.gov for more information if they're looking to see how they can participate. But the general public, we really want to get the general public coming to visit our town and visiting the businesses and visiting, residential homes from the outside and seeing the glow and the shining bright this season. Right. And in terms of looking at the holiday season, as you know, it really does kick off in a sense in terms of the shopping season, really in October for a lot of consumers. But here in the US, we have a weekend perhaps that we really focus in on shopping. And it starts the day after Thanksgiving, for example, right? I think it's an official holiday, Black Friday, where the holiday shopping really kicks off for many, and you're talked about in terms of deals and promotions in the store. Mm-hmm. But then also, in addition to Black Friday, there is Small Business Saturday. And that is something that's nationwide, and we really focus on making sure that the public is putting their dollars in the local community. And that's really important too. And then in the town of Vienna, we also have the Church Street Stroll, which you were mentioning earlier, which happens the Monday after Thanksgiving. So it's a jam-packed weekend of being able to shop local if you're really intentional this season about finding a way to contribute to your local community. And we know, and especially you guys as business owners, that when people shop local, those dollars remain local, right? And they help you to hire staff for the holiday season.
That's right.
Am I right? So, the majority of the dollars, when you really think about being intentional as the consumer, it's really important that even if it's Black Friday, you are still thinking about how do you contribute to your local community and perhaps support a small business. So I kind of wanted to talk to you, Mala, as you are a historic Church Street business owner, and some of the challenges that may occur when you are a small business and you're coming up against these big box retailers with really big values and promotions and deals. But can you talk about the importance of the consumer choosing a small business?
Yes, Trace was actually one of the first retail business to open in Vienna in almost 5 years. Bards Alley was the only brick and mortar retail store. We've had lots and lots of restaurants, but there has not been a lot of retail. So you got two really gutsy women. Small independent retail. Yeah. And it's a really big deal because, the community knows that they can count on us to show up for them. How many people we get saying, will you donate to us? Will you give to us? And we can afford to do that when we have that ongoing support, because we want to. We Jen and I are both from the town of Vienna. We wanted to build I certainly wanted to build my business here. And, Church Street is a shining spot in northern Vienna, right? So the name is even more appropriate for the name of the holiday competition. So we do shine bright, and I'm really proud to live here. But in terms of supporting the community, it's tough. It's really tough. And right now there is a fair amount of pressure on the consumer. Their purchasing power is tougher, but think about when you spend local, there are 16,000 homes in the town of Vienna, and how many of those are literally walking distance from this beautiful little street. And, there's a lot of chatter about the kinds of businesses that we're getting and so on. But if we could, as a town, come together and show that there's an appetite for retail, for small retail, we will get more. And there won't be so many vape stores.
Well, that is a good point in terms of how you choose to spend your money. People are taking note of that, right? And watching where the dollars are going and flowing in our economy. Even if it's the town of Vienna, it has its own local economy right here at home. So how does your choices impact you as the owner and the ability to stay open here in the town, right? Because that makes it a much more valuable place to live. You know, people love to have the unique retail independent stores. Thank you for being an owner here for both of you. And actually, I want you to talk, Mala, a little bit more because you have a great perspective as someone who's also a member of the sustainability committee and really thinking about the environmental impact of shopping local. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
So my store, Trace, is a zero waste store, and our business was built intentionally to be, there's only not even 100 stores like mine across the entire country. So to have one local is kind of a big deal. But, in terms of shopping small and shopping local, there's so much that you prevent, all these boxes that pile up and pile up and pile up, in front of individual homes, and things are not being recycled properly, which is creating another environmental hassle. But it's the environmental piece is definitely a very big piece of why it's important to shop local. You're out, you're about, you're walking around, you can pop in, get something, say, no thanks, I don't need a bag. You can say no thanks, and the amount of post-consumer waste that can be avoided by shopping local is enormous.
And it's interesting because, as you can see, there are ways to really think about this season intentionally. How do you choose to be a environmental champion? And it doesn't mean it have to be complicated, right? It just means I'm going to think intentionally about where I'm going to get gifts this year, and I'm going to spend less gas. I'm going to, you might even be able to make an event for your whole family. It can be something that's unique and fun, especially in the town here.
Definitely.
So there's other exciting events that we kind of talked about earlier. We talked about Shine Bright Vienna, which is the holiday decorating contest for businesses and residents. And we also mentioned that Small Business Saturday is coming up. And I know that for me in the Economic Development Division, it's really important to also showcase local entrepreneurs and artisans. And so the town will be also hosting a pop-up, which will happen the weekend of Thanksgiving. So on Saturday and Sunday, November 26th and 27th. And it's going to be an opportunity for everyone who wants to truly make their business happen here locally. They can do that at the pop-up too. And they can also make a day of it and come and visit you both, right, on Church Street.
I hope so.
And the other retailers in our town. And I think
restaurants too, and the restaurants too. It's like Vienna is a terrific place. I also, in addition to running the store, I also hold my full-time job down. And it's really tough, but it's nice to be able to talk to my other colleagues to say, you can actually make a really nice day of it in Vienna.
Yeah.
It's like hashtag make a day of it. Come, and whatever your interests are, whether you're a biker, if you're a cyclist, you can stop by and take care. You can bike in and then go have coffee and shop local. So it is there's so many different ways to kind of parse out the different kinds of businesses here that align with your personal interests.
Right. And Jen, you're the chair of the Town Business Liaison Committee, so I know you know a lot about the business community. And so I wanted to know, other than, as Mala was saying, other than retail or restaurants, what about some other businesses that we can support during the holiday season? Do you have any advice for us as consumers this holiday?
Absolutely. And I think I have a lot of nostalgia in my being. And so that was one of the reasons I wanted to open Bards Alley, because I am very much about the experience. It's not just checking something off of a list. And so whether it's a hair salon or you have some personal care, that you need to do, or the dog needs groomed, or you want to work with a bank, because you want to start, maybe some kind of fund for your child. There's so many community businesses that are here to really help you when you have a special need, or that can specialize the advice, whether it's financial advice or maybe, it is just because you want to have a day out. And so, the retail, we know you make a choice, and especially with the restaurants, but a gift card is the gift that it fits everyone.
Yeah.
You don't have to return a gift card.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's something that really helps small businesses in particular, because that's revenue now.
Yeah.
And it will get people to come in later. And so that is something I love, because teachers will get gift cards, from parents. And it really is the most wonderful time of the year.
And by the way, we actually do accept gift cards for recycling here. A long time ago, a big box store called Best Buy used to do that, and they stopped. So that was a gap that I stepped up to fill by accepting some hard to recycle items. So, think about us as actually Jen and I are both accepting Halloween candy wrappers too.
Oh,
so
really?
these are things that the big stores used to do, and they've stopped because they're a pain in the neck or they're expensive or whatever. And so the local community, we are stepping up to do those things, but it's important to not just come in with your trash, to actually
to also
aggregate support, because those programs
Yeah.
do cost a couple bucks, and they are a personnel, lift and so on. But it is something that we think of as important. So if you do get a gift card, you can bring them to Trace for proper recycling.
Yeah, and it's another example of how small businesses make an impact in their local community. You're doing a great job by stepping up and filling a gap that a big box retailer used to do. But your priority is always community. And that's something that hopefully our town and the residents and visitors really think about when they're choosing to shop local. And speaking of organizations that really are community focused, in the holiday time, we also hear a lot from our nonprofits, which are huge for our community. During this time, there are a lot of people who are in need of help, and they do step up enormously with the help, obviously, of volunteers and people who really love to serve. And so I do think also focusing on the nonprofits and thinking about donating in the name of your son, daughter, family member as well, or making a day out of volunteering with one of our local nonprofit organizations. And you guys mentioned a few different types of businesses, and I'm just talking about nonprofits. And if you're a resident and you're not sure which business to visit or what the names of the nonprofits are, I am happy to send you a list. So you can always contact the Economic Development Division for more information. And really, is there anything else that you'd like to add for the resident or visitor that's hesitating? And it's like, it is so easy for me to go online and click send to residents.
Do we have?
Is there anything you want to say to final words for our residents and our visitors who are thinking about this holiday season and how and why they should shop local?
I mean, we just had election day, and that's your vote for what you want, right? But how you spend your dollar is a vote for the kind of community you want. And the kinds of businesses that we have been getting are indicative of the kinds of businesses that there's demand for. So I think that by really stepping up and shopping local, it makes a really big difference to the community. You will get the community that you support, and it really comes down to that. And, when I can hear certain words that begin with A and end with N, and they are a little triggering, but at the end of the day, most people won't walk into Amazon and say, hey, can you support my band or can you support my whatever? But you'll come into stores like ours and we will engage. We'll find a way to help you out, even if we can't, because we can't do everything, but the combination of us all, like we do our very best because we love this community. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say, we are building a reputation, for the Northern Virginia area. I just recently read an article, and Vienna, Church Street was referred to as Restaurant Row. And I thought that was fascinating. It really made me smile. And as Mala said, with her shop opening up and other local retailers, just that unique service or that unique type of retail where you do know each other and, you are living in the same town, you're going to the same grocery store, using the same dry cleaner. It's just such a great community. I think that we are showing, that we are investing in wanting to stay here. And I love when the Church Street stroll happens, because I can remember having, my kids in a stroller, walking through, and just the whole idea that the town has created, and really just keeping it going and taking it further and further. And I think with Shine Bright Vienna, that's what we're really trying to do, is to make it well known, so that, everybody, from Fairfax to Oakton to Arlington, these are the reasons that you should visit Vienna. And I want the residents to know that we listen, we love their support. And as a chair of the Town Business Liaison Committee, those meetings are open as well. And we are always interested in hearing feedback. And so if you have a concern or a suggestion, we welcome you to those meetings.
That's what makes the town of Vienna a great place to work, to live, to shop, to own a business. And so I just really want to thank you both for sharing your insights with me and with our community, and really honing in on how important it is to support each other, come out to the events, support our local business community. And you will also, as a resident or a visitor, you'll feel all the festivities and the holiday spirit, because it's all here.
Yes.
So thank you again, Mala, for letting us
Of course.
come in and be in your store, Trace the Zero Waste store,
Yes.
which is an excellent place on Church Street. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. And Mercury will see you the next time for On Deck with Mercury.